Hello guys, and welcome to my video. So in the last video we talked about the list view. In this video we're going to talk about the grid view. So what happens if you want to store items in a grid? So if you want to store items in a, that means in a grid, right? So in a grid view we have the main axis alignment. This is the main axis alignment, and then we have the cross axis alignment. So in this case, we are using the gridview.count, and then we provide the cross axis count, which is 2. So the cross axis count, that means we are going to have 2 children on the cross axis, right? So let me just say, let's just create a container widget. Let's give it a height. Let's just give it a height of 200 and also a width of 200. And then let's give it a color of colors.blue, right? Let's give it a blue color, right? And then let's copy this, and then let's just paste it. Let's paste it again, and then let's paste it again, and then let's paste it again. Okay, so let's reload our application. As you can see, we have our items in the grid, but they are not spaced. So the reason why they are not spaced is we need to provide a parameter. We need to use a parameter called cross axis spacing. Let's give it a 10, and then main axis spacing. Let's give it a 10. So the cross axis spacing will give the spacing between the cross axis, and then the main axis will give a spacing between the main axis, right? So let's reload our application and let's see. As you can see, now we have our items are now being spaced in a grid view, right? And also, if you can also see that the grid view is also scrollable, right? It's also scrollable. So let's just add some more items. So let's reload our application. Let's see. As you can see, it's scrollable. As you can see, it's scrollable. The grid view is scrollable, and our items are aligned in a grid. So let's just get rid of the container items inside our grid view. Okay, so we have gotten rid of the containers inside our grid view. So we are going to be using a grid view.builder, and then what we need to provide the grid delegate. And then we need to use a sliver. Sliver grid delegate with fixed cross axis count, and then we need to provide the parameters inside the sliver grid delegate. So the first parameter we need to provide is the cross-axis count, right? We need to give it a cross-axis count, and then we also need to give it a cross-axis spacing. Let's just use 10, and then a main axis spacing. Okay, so need to provide the main axis spacing, which is 10, and then we also need to provide with an item count. So if you remember from the previous video, we created these Twitter posts, that we said these Twitter posts, a list of these posts. So we are just going to say the account is posts dot length. Sorry, it's posts dot length and then we need an item builder. We need to provide the context and also the index. And then what we are going to do, we are going to return the post widget that we created in our last video. Let's just repeat with the center widget, and then let's just say return post widget, and then for the post we just provide the post with an index. It's supposed to be posts with an index. This we're supposed to have a constant here. Okay, so now let's reload our application and see. As you can see, now we have our posts inside the grid view. So that's how you align your items inside the grid view, and also that's how we use also a gridview.builder. We use also the gridview.builder if we don't know the size of the items that we are getting. So for example, if we are getting it from a database or an API, that's how we use the gridview.builder. So guys, if you found this video useful, please make sure you click on the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so that you do not miss any of my videos, and also share this video with your friends. Thanks for watching.